Yay for the first R-rated comedy of 2017. Woo! So I saw Fist Fight today, and talk about disappointment. I saw the trailer for this. I thought it was going to be hilarious. I thought it was going to be, gut busting, like laughing, like, oh, this movie's hilarious. And while it is funny, this movie commits suicide in its own way. I'll get what I mean by that. What I mean by that is that this movie tells jokes and then stretches them out to the point where the jokes that were funny are no longer funny. It kills its own jokes. And I guess I've never seen a movie do that so many times in this movie, and that's the biggest problem, is that there's so many scenes where it'll tell a joke, it'll be funny, or not funny, depends on who you are. It'll be funny, or not funny, and then it will just go and go and go. It's like you hear a joke from someone, you get it, and then they don't think you understand it, so they have to explain what makes a joke funny. This movie does that several times. It's frustrating to watch because you see the movie itself trying to be funny. I mean, like I said, it is funny, but not throughout. Now, it stars Charlie Day and Ice Cube playing themselves. If you've seen Horrible Bosses, you've seen Charlie Day's character in this movie. If you've seen 21 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street, you've seen Ice Cube's character. Jillian Bell, the girl from Workaholics and from 22 Jump Street, she plays herself in this movie. She plays a variation of her character. Tracy Morgan, he plays a variation of his usual character. The only person in this movie that plays like a different deviation of all the characters they play is Christina Hendricks, and she's barely in the movie. And she plays this really, really weird and downplayed psychotic French teacher. And she's probably the most well-acted character in the movie, but she's barely in it. Now, it's the typical story big, huge guy goes up against really small, timid guy, and it's that same story arc. You know how it goes. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but you can predict what happens. And that's not always a bad thing, especially in these kind of movies. You kind of know what's going to happen. It's not terrible. One thing I like about this movie, too, is that Charlie Day and Ice Cube, they do have good chemistry. They do work well off each other because you have Charlie Day who plays, like I said, his normal character in Horrible Bosses. He plays his same character that he plays in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And the timid, really chatty kind of timid kind of stuttery kind of guy, and really shitty guy that you can actually kind of get behind and laugh at. And then you have Ice Cube, who is this tough, brooding, kind of guy. And he's in that in several of his movies. There's not very many movies that he doesn't play that character. But those two characters, how they both portray him, they do work well off each other, and it's fun to watch. And this movie, it's not well written. I've seen better comedies and more witty comedies. Lego Batman is a better written movie than this. But you could tell, these guys, they give it their all. They really are trying to make all these jokes land. And for the most part, they do, up until, like I said earlier, they drag them out. Now, my biggest issue with this movie is the fact that, the high school they go to, every student is an asshole. Every single one. Now, I went to high school. I was there for 4 years. It was not this bad. And I'm really, and this is the joke they stressed out throughout the entire movie. This was a recurring joke over and over again. Hey, these kids are dicks. These kids are assholes. Funny. No, it wasn't funny. It was annoying to watch. All these little pranks that they pulled were so childish and really weren't creative. It was just really, really frustrating to watch that transpire because it just wasn't funny. It's a harmless movie. I didn't hate this movie. In fact, I liked it. Not loved it, but I liked it. I mean, it's not a movie that I'm going to go see again. I mean, if it's on TV, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to seek it out and be oh yeah, I need to watch this movie. Nah, it's okay. It's nothing super special, but it's something that I need to rush out and go see. I can see people liking this, and that's their own opinion. It's a subjective opinion. Movies are subjective, and I can see a lot of people enjoying this movie. So, my mom, for example, I know would love this movie. And if you want to go see it, go ahead. I'm not going to tell you you're I'm not going to tell you that that anything you see is horrible or that this movie is going to make you dumber. It's a passable movie. I give this movie a 5 out of 10. It's about as average as it gets. It's not horrible. I mean, there are horrible things about it, but there are good parts of this movie. There are actual fun parts to watch. I mean, there's a dance scene with Charlie Day's character and his character's daughter that I honestly was just like, oh my god, this is. It's awkward. It was awkward humor, but I thought it was actually pretty creative. But if you want to go see it, yeah, I'm not going to tell you no. Have fun. Alright, thank you everyone for watching my videos. If you want to watch my last review, it's right over here. If you want to subscribe to see my other videos, click the button right down below. And I post videos every Friday and Monday. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace!